Hey everyone, Aegis here. Today we'll be going over a budget deck list for the new Earth Runeblade hero, Florian Rotwood Harbinger, that you can bring to your local armory. Big shout out to my locals who have been helping me put these lists together. You'll be able to find the list in the description down below. As an Earth hero, Florian is all about grinding out value over a long game, and in many respects, he gets stronger as the game goes on. He's all about blocking efficiently, while sending 2 cards 7s and 8s, all the while filling his graveyard in Banish to set up endgame situations that drown the opponent while they're floundering in a second cycle filled with weak blues. So if you like the idea of playing a defensive juggernaut who ushers his opponents into their inevitable decay, Florian may be the hero for you. Much like Verdance, the other Earth hero from Rosetta, Florian is reliant on cards with the decompose keyword. These cards require banishing 2 Earth cards and an action card from your graveyard, pushing them to hit values above most other heroes. The 2 most notable decompose cards are Cadaverous Tilling and Rootbound Carapace. These 2 cards are strong enough that they're worth playing, even at yellow. Cadaverous Tilling is just a raw numbers attack, dealing 8 damage at red, and Carapace, similarly, is a 4-block D-react, allowing you to get maximum value for each card. These decomposes are the reason the deck is full of otherwise unassuming Earth cards, like Autumn's Touch. On its own, Autumn's Touch is very unexciting, but it has the word Earth on it, and it blocks 3, which is actually a premium for the talent. Other notable Earth cards are Earth Form, a 2-card 7 damage attack with a relevant on-hit. Many of your non-attack actions don't block well, but once you hit with an Earth Form, blocking becomes much more flexible. Strength of the 4 Seasons. This is more damage that comes online in the mid-game. Bramble Spark, an extender for your turns, often worth 4 points of damage on its own when fused. So Tomorrow. This is an interesting card that on the surface doesn't seem like it does much. However, it can be used to put a power card on the bottom of your deck for your late game, as well as banish itself when played to get you closer to the 8 you need. Always try to play it from Arsenal so you can get the extra card draw. And then we have Germinate and Arcane Seed's Life. These 2 cards are some of the most powerful in the deck. Not only are they Earth cards that block 3, they can form the backbone of your overwhelming late game. There are a few other notable Earth cards, but they can be more specialized for certain matchups. Alright, so now that you've decomposed a bit, what's the payoff? For Florian, the payoff is your hero ability, which causes any token creation event to create an extra token. When each of these tokens are worth a point of value, he can effectively double the impact of certain cards. So let's go over them. First up is Earth Form, which now makes 2 embodiments of Earth on hit. This can turn your bad 2 blocks into fantastic 4 blocks, and your already decent 3 blocks into unparalleled 5 blocks. Briar literally got a functional errata to nerf her ability to do this, so it's fun to see Florian picking up the mantle. Malefic Incantation and Runeblood Incantation normally make 3 rune chants spread over 3 turns, but with your hero online, it now makes 6 total. Arcane Seed's Life normally makes a life and makes 2 chants, but with Florian active it makes 4 rune chants instead, each rune chant creation event getting buffed separately, creating a value swing of 5 from a single card with Go Again. Last, but certainly not least, is Germinate, Florian's signature card and a potent late game finisher. When played without pitching, it will make a rune chant or embodiment and gain a life. But for every 2 resources you put into it, you get an extra token event and an extra life. And since each token creation is a separate event, your hero ability will double the number of tokens created. For instance, if you pitch 2 blues into this, it will make 8 tokens and gain 4 life, meaning you got 12 points of value off of 3 blues in the late game. A strategy note about Germinate is that because it's strongest in the late game, you'll often find yourself pitching it early together with other blue cards to make sure that your hands line up in your second cycle. However, you shouldn't feel priced into that play pattern. Against more aggressive heroes, you may be forced to block with it, and that's okay. It's an Earth 3 block, so it fills your grave for decompose, as well as potentially blocking 4 after you hit with an Earth form. The real strength of Germinate is its flexibility. The equipment is fairly straightforward. The Helm of Lignum Vitae and Well Grounded are both defensive powerhouses, each blocking 2 damage. Well Grounded is only active once you have 4 Earth cards in Banish, but the Helm can block before that point, just for less value. In either case, remember that once you use them, they do go to the graveyard, where they can be banished for decompose. Deep Blue is a resource well that if you ever draw a red heavy hand, it can save you by sending a red to the bottom for 3 resources. It has the added benefit of being able to send red cards away to save them for later, without the opponent seeing them. Vexing Quillhand is a nice piece of budget tech that comes with some arcane barrier built in, but you can also pop it in the late game for hopefully 3 rune chance, giving you an extra push over the finish line. Nebula Blade is the weapon of choice for this build, for its ability to threaten 2 rune chant creations on hit in the late game. Florian may have a simple core, but there's a lot going on as you try to evaluate how to maximize the value of each turn cycle while advancing towards your endgame. Sometimes the opponent, however, isn't going to be playing your game, which is why we have some tech cards for specific matchups. Haunting Rendition is a block card, which means that the only thing it can do is block, so don't arsenal it. However, it blocks for 4, making it able to cover pesky breakpoints from more aggressive heroes. It also has a separate mode of discarding it to prevent 2 damage. This can stop evasive damage from Dominate or Arcane spells, as well as making a rune chant, or even 2 if your hero is active. Summer's Fall is another decompose card that can get rid of an opponent's aura when it decomposes. This is essential against illusionists. Making Mirror Guide disappear can easily save you from what might seem certain defeat, as well as other Runeblades by getting rid of their incantations. Earth's Embrace is a potent defensive tool that consistently makes embodiments of Earth every turn, letting you block well as long as you keep decomposing to keep it up. Even keeping it around for 2 turns can be the tempo swing you need to survive until your hero is active. Finally, Seeds of Tomorrow is a blue instant that can stuff heroes that try and send large shots of evasive damage, like Kano and Azalea. In the sideboard for equipment, we have some more sources of Arcane Barrier for Wizards, Plume of Evergrowth, as a way to recur your power cards like Germinate against other grindy late game decks, as well as Reaping Blade to shut off the newly popular Count Your Blessings decks. The list also includes some upgrade paths for the deck, though when looking at these I would recommend adding in Grasp of the Arknight into your calculations. It's a little on the pricey side right now, but it creates an endgame loop where you block with 3 cards, and then pitch a single blue to make 2 rune chants, and attack with Reaping Blade for 2 arcane and 3 physical. A constant 1 card 5 is better value in the endgame than even Guardians, making it a potent combo. And that should wrap us up for today. Do you think you're ready to herald the rot at your local armory? Signing off until next time, when we'll start exploring the lightning heroes.